Storm-swept night, decades ago. A commercial airliner, Flight 305 from Portland, cuts through the black sky. Inside, passengers settle in. But one man, nondescript in a dark suit, has a secret. He orders a drink. He hands the flight attendant a note. She ignores it, thinking it's just a phone number. He leans in. "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The quiet flight instantly becomes the stage for America's most daring and only unsolved skyjacking. This was no ordinary hijacker. He wasn't frantic or angry. He was calm, polite, and specific. When the plane landed in Seattle as ordered, his demands were met. $200,000 in unmarked $20 bills. And 4 parachutes. Why 4? Was it for hostages, a partner, or just a clever tactic to ensure the authorities didn't give him a sabotage one? In exchange, he released all the passengers. The man was a ghost, a silhouette against the rainy tarmac, conducting his high-stakes plan with terrifying precision. The press scrambling below had no idea who he was. They only knew his alias, Dan Cooper. With a skeleton's crew and his ransom secured, Cooper ordered the pilots to take off again. The new destination, Mexico City. But they would never make it. He gave specific, strange instructions. Fly low, under 10,000 feet, and fly slow, with the landing gear down. This forced the plane into a vulnerable, inefficient state. The crew was forced into the cockpit, warned to stay inside. Cooper was now alone in the dark, pressurized cabin. The plane was a steel tube, hurtling through a freezing, turbulent storm. Cooper, the calm man in the suit, was preparing for his final act. Was he a seasoned paratrooper or a desperate fool? The crew could only wait and listen. Then it happened. A warning light flashed in the cockpit. The aft ventral staircase, the rear exit of the plane, had been lowered. In the middle of a raging storm, in the dead of night, over the dense, freezing forests of the Pacific Northwest, D.B. Cooper did the unthinkable. He stepped off the stairs, with the money, and into the void. He vanished. When the plane finally landed, the only things left behind were a black clip-on tie, a tie pin, and 2 of the 4 parachutes. The man and the ransom were gone. The investigation was immediate and massive. The FBI launched Operation NORJAK, one of the longest, most expensive, and most frustrating hunts in its history. They scoured the dense, unforgiving wilderness of Washington state, where they believed he landed. Soldiers walked arm in arm, combing every inch of the forest floor. Submarines scanned lake beds. They interviewed hundreds of suspects, from known criminals to military veterans. Even a local man who had just bought a farm with cash. They analyzed the simple clip-on tie he left behind, finding microscopic traces of rare metals. A tantalizing clue that perhaps he worked at a high-tech aerospace firm, maybe even Boeing itself. But despite this, they found nothing. No body, no parachute, no money bag, no trace of the man himself. It was as if the forest had swallowed him whole, or he had never been there at all. The case files grew into a mountain of dead ends, and the leads went cold. D.B. Cooper had achieved the impossible, the perfect disappearance. The case was frozen solid for years. It became a legend, a cold case gathering dust. Then, nearly a decade later, a miracle. A young boy playing on the sandy banks of the Columbia River found something buried in the mud. It was a rotting, decaying packet of cash. He dug up 3 bundles. The bills were waterlogged and falling apart, bound by brittle rubber bands. The FBI raced to the scene. They meticulously dried the fragile fragments and checked the serial numbers. It was an undeniable match. This was Cooper's ransom money, just under $6,000 of it. But this incredible clue only deepened the puzzle. The discovery site was miles from the predicted jump zone. How did it get there? Was it washed down river? Was it buried there by Cooper himself? And where was the rest of the $200,000? Was this proof that Cooper had died in the jump, his money scattering in the wind? Or was it proof he had survived, losing only a small portion of his haul? The only piece of physical evidence found outside the plane just created more questions. Decades have passed. The FBI officially closed the active investigation, stating their resources were better spent on new cases. But the mystery remains America's only unsolved skyjacking. The man known as D.B. Cooper is a ghost. Countless theories exist, debated in books, documentaries, and late-night online forums. Was he a disgruntled veteran with elite paratrooper training? An aerospace insider who knew the plane's vulnerabilities? Was he a known criminal who died in an unrelated incident? Or was he a complete amateur, a desperate fool who died instantly on impact, his body lost forever in the vast wilderness? Or the most romantic theory of all, did he survive, landing safely, burying his treasure, and living out his days on a beach, quietly sipping a drink? Cooper became more than a criminal. He became a folk hero, a symbol of rebellion against the system, the man who beat the house. He is a ghost story told at high altitude, a modern myth. The man who calmly demanded a fortune and then simply stepped out of the world.